Hey beauties, hope you all are doing great. So today I want to quickly share a tutorial on how to install an invisible zipper, nice and neat like this, and how to match your seam so that it will look really clean. Now I know a lot of people find it difficult to fix an invisible zipper, so many people just run away from it. So that's why I've taken our time today so that I'll show you these different steps, easy way to fix an invisible zipper. I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks and everything I use in achieving a nice finishing like this for the invisible zippers. So make sure you watch to the end and then you follow all the different steps. I assure you that at the end of this video you'll be able to fix your invisible zipper really nice and neat like this. And as always, be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe already and drop a comment for me to know what you think, and please also share this video with your friends as well. So now let's get to the table or get to the sewing machine. Let me share all my tips and tricks in achieving this clean invisible zipper. So the first thing I usually do before installing my invisible zipper is to prepare my zipper. In fact, this is a trick that is very important that you don't want to miss it. In fact, this trick is a game changer. Now, you just open your invisible zipper like this, and you're going to use the hot steam iron to open this coil. You know, for invisible zipper, it coils in a little bit. I hope you can see it, see? It coils in a little bit, so we're going to open that coil so that it will be flat. So you take your hot steam iron, and then with the tip here, you place it against it like this, and then you iron nicely. Now, don't be scared. If you're using a steam iron, don't be scared. It's not going to burn at all. But be sure to use a steam iron for this. So once you finish ironing, you will see that you have actually opened it up very well. The coil is actually gone. It doesn't really coil anymore. So the next thing we are going to do is you're going to take your top or your dress or wherever you want to install your invisible zipper, and then you just open it up like this on the wrong side of your dress. Now make sure to leave a little opening here for your dress. I've left an opening here so that I can install my zipper very nicely. Now, if you are confused how to do these parts, check out the video on how to make this dress. I already showed a full tutorial on how to create patterns and how to sew this dress from start to finish. So just check one of my previous videos, fitted dress with flounce. So you're going to see the video on how to finish off your dress like this. Okay, so we just want to conclude this now. So you're going to just place your zipper just like this, and be sure to stitch the under part where your zipper is going to end. Now when you stitch the lower part, be sure to leave about maybe 3 cm so that this other part, the remaining part of your zipper, can go inside so that it will flush very well. It will look really nice and neat. So you leave about 3 cm or thereabout here. Okay, so now you're going to place your zipper. Now let me turn it to the front. I think it's easier that way, to the right side of the fabric. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to place your zipper. You know, this head is going to be facing us, so you place it just like this. Place it on top. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You place it like this. You can now zip it open, and then you use your pins to hold them together in place. So you just pin it all through to the end. Pin it very nicely so that your there will be no yeah, so that your zipper lies very flat. So that's what I mean. Okay, so you see I pinned it all through, and then you see the lower section here, the lower part now is inside. You see, that's why it's important for you to leave a little space, about 3 cm. So I've pinned this side. I'm not going to pin the other side yet, so I'm going to just go and I'm going to stitch on my sewing machine now. Stitch from one end all the way down to the end. But first thing, another thing you can do is you can use a hand needle to run a running stitch. Yeah, to do a running stitch, just like that, just to hold your zipper in place if you're scared that your pins cannot really hold them very well. But for me, I'm good with pins, so you can do a running stitch all the way down to the end just to hold it first. Okay, now let's go to the sewing machine. Now another thing that will also help you to have a nice clean finished invisible zipper is this foot right here. This foot is called the invisible zipper foot. Now this particular one is for my industrial Juki machine. Now for every machine model, they have their own invisible zipper foot, so check out for yours, or you can go purchase yours. This foot is very priceless. Like, it's really important for you to have it if you want to have a clean finished invisible zipper. So you're going to take off your regular foot and then fix this one to it. Okay, so now we're going to start stitching. Now when you're going to start stitching, you're going to start your stitches from here. You're going to leave a little, just a little here where your seam allowance is. You see, this is my seam allowance. I'm not going to stitch that part. I'm just starting from somewhere here because we're going to fold this in later on. So start from somewhere here. What this invisible zipper foot does is it helps you to stitch very close to your zipper. It helps you, it gets into this groove here, or this coily part here. It goes in very close to your zipper teeth, yeah, such that if you stitch it nicely, your zipper will not even show at all. Now remember to back stitch when you start. And then you can also use your hands to be opening it like this. So just be opening the groove as you are stitching. It helps, makes all the difference. And when you get to the end, you also back stitch it as well. Okay, so you see what I've done here now. You see I stitch it a little bit more inside. Just cut off your loose thread so you have a clean look. Now we're going to work on the other side. Now we're going to stitch the other side, but before we stitch the other side, I'm going to first of all zip it close. This is easier for me, really. I zip it close just like this. Now I want to make sure that you see, I want to make sure that these seams here, they match. This is another problem when you are fixing an invisible zipper, because sometimes your seams will not match. So I want to ensure that my seam will match. So I'm just going to place it against it here. Okay, yeah, so this is where my seam will match. So I'm going to use my chalk now, and then I'm going to mark it. Okay, give it a mark here and same place so I don't mess it up. Okay, so now I'm going to open my zipper, and then first of all I'm going to pin these parts. Now place your zipper very well the way it should be. Yeah, it should be like this. Now you pin it against this part you mark, pin it against this your seam nicely, and then you use your pins to hold them together in place. Okay, good. So that is the first step. So you try it again and see if your seams are going to match. Okay, they look good now. I hope they don't move later, because this can be tricky too, but this is what I do so that I ensure that my seams are matching. Now I'm going to pin these other ones all the way down to the top, just the way we did for the other side. Okay, now you're going to pin this part too so that it lies very flat. So now you are going to start stitching the other side. So first of all, now you zip this to the end. Yep. Now you pin this nicely, or you place it nicely. Make sure it's staying straight. Yep. Okay, so you see, staying straight. So now we're going to start stitching. Now we're going to start stitching from somewhere here. You see, it's inside, somewhere here. Back stitch it, and then you're going to stitch all the way down to the end. Make sure you don't catch the back here. You are stitching just on your seam allowance. Okay, so let's see our moment of truth. Okay, so now you see your zipper head is at the back here, so you're just going to, and there's a little opening here, there's a little hole here. I hope you can see it. So you just place the head in between, just like that, and then you use your fingers to pull it through. Yeah, you pull it through, and then you close it up like that. Now let me see whether it matches. Yeah. So it matches very well, and I'm so happy. Sometimes when you do this, it doesn't match, so you have to loosen it again and try to fix it again so that your seam will match here like that. Okay, so that's how it's going to look like, and it matches very well. I'm so happy. So the next thing we need to work on now is to finish off these parts. Yeah, so that's the next thing we need to do now. First of all, you are going to Let me put it in like this so you can see it. So first of all, you are going to check if they are on the same level. You see, they are right on the same level. If they are not, you have to make sure they are on the same level, otherwise it will not look fine at all. So you zip this down, and then you snip off this thread, and then you're going to fold it in like this. You just hold it in, and then you stitch it. And then you do the same thing for this other side as well. Okay, now you are going to close this seam. So you take your facing and your dress, and then you stitch it and close it. You do exactly the same thing for the other side as well. Okay, and then you go ahead to top stitch on the lining part, or the facing rather. Okay, so now you're going to close your zipper and see how it looks again. Okay, so you see they are matching very nicely. Now you flip it inside. Now you're going to finish off this. So you just turn it like this. This is my facing. Let me put it like this so you can see. This is my facing. So you flip your facing like this, and then you're going to stitch. You're going to stitch it from here all the way down to the end. So you can use your pins to hold it in place, or you can stitch it from this side better, so you can see your seam, your original seam. Okay, so you're going to just stitch very close. Here is just for you to hold it all the way down to where your facing stopped. So you see, it's just very close to my first seam. So you flip it to the other side, bring it out nicely, and you're going to have a nice clean finishing at the back, just like this. And then you're going to repeat the same process for the other side. So now you close it up and see how it looks. Okay, you see, nice and neat. Now you flip it to the inside, and then you see it's looking nice and neat as well. So one more last thing you need to do, you're going to give it a very good press. Okay, so you're going to have something like this once you finish giving it a very good press. You see, this is exactly how an invisible zipper should be. It is invisible. It shouldn't be showing. That's why it's called an invisible zipper. So if you do it rightly, it should actually look like this. That's why I could afford to use a black zipper for this, because I know it's only the hair that will show. So, and then you zip it all through. You see how the inside looks nice and neat. Now I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you will no longer be scared of fixing an invisible zipper. I hope so. It's easy if you're able to follow all of these steps. Now, don't be selfish. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this tutorial. Also, share with your friends as well. Share this video to your friends. Invite your friends to come subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you always get tutorials when I post them. And if you yourself have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button now. Now, if you have other tutorials you'd like me to show you, please don't hesitate to mention them in the comment section. In fact, this tutorial that I just showed was actually someone who requested for it on, I think, on my Instagram page, or I can't remember, but some people requested for this, and that's why I'm doing this tutorial now. So if you have any other tutorials you want me to show you how to do, just say it and mention it in the comment section. So thank you so much. I'll see you again same time next week, Saturday. Bye bye.